The Tariff of 1828, also known as the Tariff of Abominations, was a tariff imposed by the government on imported goods. A tariff is a tax put on a certain item. After the War of 1812, English manufacturers began to flood the American market with cheap goods that undercut the new American industry. Congress responded to the problem by introducing tariffs in 1816 and in 1824. The problem didn't stop, however, because the South was very dependent on goods from Britain. The cheap British goods helped the Southern agriculture soar because the plantations didn't have to pay as much money for the goods, and they still had a strong cotton trade with Britain. Even though there were tariffs put on imported goods, they didn't do anything to hamper the trade with Great Britain and the South. The Tariff of 1828 was passed to help U.S. industry get going so it didn't have to compete with Great Britain. The Southern states were outraged by the tariff because it meant they had to start ordering goods from the North. With the South ordering goods from the northern states, Europe began to lose money and the trade on cotton began to decline. With Britain no longer buying cotton, the South suffered a major financial crisis. Southerners believed that the tariff unfairly targeted their region of the country because it was designed to help factories in the Northeast. John C. Calhoun began to anonymously write essays about his theory of nullification. Nullification is a theory in which states do not have to follow federal laws. These essays eventually led to the nullification crisis. The two main perspectives of the tariff were that of the North and the South. The South felt that the tariff made foreign goods more expensive, in turn making people buy more U.S. goods. The decline of purchasing of foreign goods made Europe retaliate by buying less cotton. This made the Southern economy suffer. Some Southerners began trying to appease the Europeans by buying more of their expensive goods, but that did still not make the South get out of their recession. The tariff helped the Northern economy, however, because the high prices on foreign goods made people turn to buying American-made goods. This made the Northern factories profit. The tariff helped raise tensions between the North and the South. It also was a major decider in the next presidential election when Andrew Jackson beat John Quincy Adams. Andrew Jackson eventually had the tariff lowered, making the southern states a little happier. Though the problem was eventually solved, the tariff was still a reason in the deterioration of the North-South relations.